Throughout the years, the Thomas the Tank Engine franchise has featured a multitude of villains and antagonists.
I call it How to Stop Being Stupid.
There are those who are simply bullies, and those who offer a more serious and considerable threat. The series has included characters who are purely malevolent to those who just desire to be given a voice.
Shut up!
However, who is the most dangerous?
But it was too late.
Beginning with some of the easier antagonists. Bulgy, the horrid lorries, George, Bulstrode, the spiteful brake van, and Class 40. Each cause problems for the engines, even leading to reckless incidents through their selfish and immature actions. Thankfully, these characters were eventually put in their place and punished for their transgressions by either being sent away or taken out of service. Incidentally, the engines were never truly in danger by these characters. They just had to endure much frustration, making the punishments very satisfying. None of these characters were dangerous at all.
Illegal. I've been emailing Apple every single day to remove the me emojis from the iPhones, and they're not doing it. I don't know why they're...
Neither of them saw Spencer. Spencer saw them. He was hiding in the shadows. Once they had passed, he slid silently out of the siding.
I'm going to find out what that tricky tank engine is doing. It's time for Steely Spencer to hunt for clues.
Spencer is a streamlined tender engine owned by the Duke and Duchess of Boxford. He appeared in 2003 during Season 7, but didn't become a full villain until 2009's Hero of the Rails. This made him the franchise's first steam engine villain. He arrived on Sodor to help construct a summer house, but got suspicious of Thomas and intended to scrap Hero upon his discovery. Spencer then got his comeuppance and helped finish the summer house. He's usually characterized as arrogant and conceited, having sly ways to get what he desires. Spencer's larger strength is his speed and size. He can capitalize on his speed to achieve objectives before anyone else has the chance. Despite the speed he possesses, he isn't exactly considered dangerous. After receiving a suitable telling off by the Duke and Duchess, he's more than willing to do his job. Basically, he's more of a pain in the bum than dangerous.
Shorty. Looks like the race is over for you.
Vinny, a North American engine, competed in the strongest engine competition at the Great Railway Show. Appearing in the 2016 movie, The Great Race, he chased and started to threaten Philip to fall into the turntable, but Thomas and Ashima helped Philip escape and Vinny ended up derailed. Vinny's physical strength and willingness to harm another engine illustrates just how menacing he is in comparison to Spencer. He may have a menacing presence, but aside from being a bully, there's not much to his character.
Ow! Get it off me!
Take that, big bully!
Now, with his display of cowardliness after his crash, the intimidation factor that comes with Vinny's size and attitude is not as powerful as it seems. Ultimately, Vinny isn't as dangerous as we think.
Diesel looked hurt. Your worthy Sir Topham Hatt thinks I need to learn. He is mistaken. We Diesels don't need to learn. We know everything. We come to a yard and improve it. We are revolutionary.
Introduced in Season 2 of Thomas the Tank Engine, Diesel is a villainous diesel engine. He was seen putting up a friendly facade in order to garner the trust of the other engines, trying to manipulate them and make them turn against Duck with lies. Despite his attempted deception, Diesel was caught out and sent away. These events, however, were not the end of Diesel's involvement in the show, as he's come back numerous times with devious plans of his own. It is Diesel's ability to deceive, manipulate, and partner with other malicious evil engines. He became an iconic antagonist of Duck and Thomas. Although Diesel often succeeds in his schemes, he is inevitably always caught out. He's also sometimes seen displaying a kinder side, showing he's more than just a pure evil character. Diesel is a villain, not to be taken lightly, as he can be a dangerous character to cross, although it'll never last for long, so he isn't a long-term threat.
Two Diesels approached. Got ya this time, Stepney.
The twin Diesel engines Ari and Bert work at the smelters and scrapyards of Sodor. First appearing in the Season 5 episode Stepney Gets Lost, their menacing presence earned them a deadly reputation as the grim messengers of doom, as they enjoyed scrapping engines. They even expressed desires to scrap Oliver and Fergus, who've gotten away from them before. In Season 5, they were shown to be dirty, evil, and deadly. But following this, the two developed more into mischievous troublemakers who play tricks and schemes on other engines, no longer posing the same large threat seen earlier in their introduction. They also appear more clean, bright, and colourful, minimizing their menace. Nevertheless, they're still perceived to be very dangerous when met alone at night in the smelters and scrapyards. They may be the last engines you'll ever see.
Like this.
Hello?
Who's there? Oh, what's your name, little tank engine?
Oh, my name is Thomas.
And my name is Hurricane. You know, like a storm. Whoa!
Wow. And I'm Frankie.
Frankie and Hurricane are the antagonistic pair featured in Journey Beyond Sodor from 2017. They keep Thomas and then later James hostage, not allowing them to leave. Frankie appears to be a very controlling and ambitious diesel engine that's highly intelligent. Although Hurricane is more gentle, he still goes along with Frankie's plans. He appears to take Frankie's scheming plans as just something everyone casually does.
It's not easy to keep up with all the work here when it's only Frankie and me. We're both so happy that you came along, Thomas.
Oh, thanks.
Hurricane, the steel won't deliver itself.
Bye, Thomas. See you later.
Hurricane is based on a decapod, which makes him a huge giant. His hefty size makes him intimidating and a force to be reckoned with. During the movie, it's hinted that Thomas and James were not the duo's first victims.
He is good, isn't he? In fact, I'd say he might be my favorite new engine.
As a pair, the two are a formidable force of terror on their own. Despite their actions being motivated by feeling overworked and in need of help, they're not the types of engines you want to mess with. With the environment they work in, the duo are very dangerous.
It's the old teapot! Oh, smash him! Smash him! Benji, get back here! Benji, don't make me come up here. I hate it when you do this.
Good show.
Boss, did you mean to let the roof fall in? All the way in?
Diesel 10 is one of the most iconic villains of the Thomas the Tank Engine franchise. Inherently diabolical and pure evil when first appearing in Thomas and the Magic Railroad in 2000, his goal was to destroy Lady the Magical Engine, which would result in the destruction of all other engines. We did a whole video about this and the possibility of Diesel 10 being a magical entity. Make sure to check that out. His return in Day of the Diesel led to him taking over the steamworks with the help from a manipulated Percy. Diesel 10 stands out due to being exceptionally imposing, fast, and powerful with the use of his destructive hydraulic claw. However, while he's only ever made a movie appearance, Diesel 10 eventually made a reappearance in Season 17 as a Christmas ornament thief, a huge downgrade from a once pure villainous character. Nevertheless, Diesel 10 is without a doubt the most dangerous engine in the entire franchise.
slow me down. Who are you? And what are you doing sneaking about after me?
However, despite Diesel 10 being the most dangerous engine character, that doesn't mean he's the most dangerous overall. In the 2015 movie, Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure, John from the Royal Navy is introduced. Having left the force with a less than honorable discharge and eventually making his home on Sodor, John spent many years searching for a long-lost treasure with his companion Skiff. After Thomas arrived to build the new branch line, all three partnered up and began working in secret to find the treasure. Initially posing as an ally and planning to donate the treasure to a museum, John's intentions were foiled when Marion stumbled upon it and had the treasure put away. John continued by blowing up Knapford Station in an attempt to obtain the treasure in the vault. Thomas started chasing Sailor John, only to face John's violent ability to hinder Thomas. He tried to hit and derail Thomas and even attempt to blow him up with dynamite, but all his efforts were in vain. Sadly, Thomas couldn't stop John. The excess weight caused by the treasure load made Skiff tip over into the rough waves, the treasure being too heavy in the water for John to save. Sailor John was arrested that morning. Unlike all the other villains of the franchise, Sailor John is the first main human antagonist. This gives Sailor John a much bigger advantage over all the other characters. He can go anywhere and can use any means to get what he wants. A human can do much more than anything a vehicle could do, making Thomas pretty much powerless compared to John, making Sailor John undoubtedly the most threatening and dangerous villain in the entire franchise. What if I told you there were actually more dangerous characters? Characters who are more evil than Sailor John and Diesel 10. Characters who have been lurking in the franchise for its entire existence. From the books, TV show and the modern show, these characters have been behind the most evil deeds and never getting punished. The troublesome trucks are a menace to all engines. For no good reason, they take all kinds of chances with their safety, even life and the safety of the engines that are pulling them. They seem to take pleasure in causing disasters, accidents and mischief, and show no sorrow for any harm they cause. Not only that, but they also act wildly possessive, only wanting to be pulled by certain engines at certain times and causing trouble if they don't get their way. What makes matters worse is that thousands of these trucks are scattered everywhere and can easily manipulate any inexperienced engines. If an engine can't keep these trucks in check, then they will be the ones who will be controlled. With their deadly roasts, they are without a doubt the most dangerous characters of the entire Thomas the Tank Engine franchise.
Time he arrived at the yards, the weather had changed for the worse.
Your colour's nice, James. Pity about your face, though.